Welcome to my June reading wrap-up. I've been waiting until I get better before I record these videos, but apparently me being sick is my permanent state now, so I apologize about my voice, but I did read some amazing books in June, so I really want to tell you about them. First off the bat, I read Intermezzo, and I actually listened to this one, and this is the first Sally Rooney book that I have listened to, and it made an incredible audiobook. The narrator was amazing, and it was giving me really existential theatre vibes. Now, there are a lot of people out there that are probably going to say that they really don't like Sally Rooney's books, and I can completely understand why. She is the master of amplifying what it means to be so imperfectly, innately human. And it is. It's ugly and it's uncomfortable. It's confronting. And there are moments in Sally Rooney's books where I feel violated because it is so uncomfortable to sit in it. And I think there is something really powerful about that. But I can also understand why people don't want to read her books or just don't gel with them. Now, in Intermezzo, we get two different POVs, and one of the POVs I felt it really hard to listen to. With Peter's POV and with the whole book, we get to be in these characters' heads and hear the invasive thoughts and things like that coming in and the stream of consciousness. And Peter was a character that I didn't want to be in his head. I didn't want to hear what he was thinking, and that was really uncomfortable for me. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. It is a really solid book, and if you want to pick it up, I would highly recommend the audiobook version. Next off the bat, I read The House in the Cerulean Sea. This has been on my TBR forever, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad I read it. It was colourful, it was bright, it was warm, it was wholesome. I want to kidnap all the kids on the island. This had me sitting there smiling and laughing out loud. It was so beautiful, had great humour, and I had such a good time in this book. I've given it 5 stars and would highly recommend checking it out. Next off the bat, I read Tales from the Cafe. Now, I did give Before the Coffee Gets Cold 4 stars, and that book also made me ugly cry. Tales from the Cafe follows the same formula. Unfortunately, it just felt a bit repetitive after a while, so I've given this one 3 stars and not really chomping at the bit to continue the series at this point. Next off the bat, I read Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which is the sequel to House in the Cerulean Sea. Because I loved that so much, I was so excited to spend some more time on the island and spend some more time with this beautiful found family, and unfortunately, this sequel is absolute rubbish and really ruined the first one for me. It was very preachy and monologue-y. The characters didn't feel like the characters from the first one. This one just really fell flat, and I would highly suggest just staying clear of this. Next off the bat was Everything I Never Told You. This book gave me whiplash. There was so many times I thought that I knew where it was going, and then it would just pivot, and then it would pivot again. This book just really explores toxic family dynamics, and it is uncomfortable. The characters will make you crazy. It is basically all the ways to fuck up your child. Initially, I gave this book 3.5 stars. This was actually my book club's book of the month, and after discussing it and really letting it marinate with me, I should have given it 4 stars. Next off the bat, we've got The Midnight Zoo. This was an incredible little fable and really explores war through the eyes of animals and really young children. I absolutely love this, and I thought that the author did a really good job. It hit extra hard because of all the rubbish happening in the world at the moment. I would highly recommend checking it out. Next off the bat, we had Shatter Me. I ended up DNFing this one. It was really immature and YA. I'd picked up the audiobook version, and it just sounded like a small child whinging in my ear, and as a mum of 3 kids, I'm avoiding that vibe. Next up, I read 𝗥𝗲𝗱, and this was just as great as I thought it was going to be. It had so many layers to it, and I really enjoyed the space and the NASA side of it. I went on many Google deep dives while reading this, and I ugly cried twice, so I would highly recommend it. I've given it 4.5 stars. Next off the bat, I read 6 of Crows. I really didn't like the way that they executed the audiobook, and unfortunately I think that really brought down my rating, and I wish I would have read the physical copy of this book. But overall, I've given it 3.5 stars. And last but definitely not least, this was an audiobook recommendation from one of my beautiful followers, And after the year that I have had, I really needed something to just nurture and love me and massage my brain, and this did exactly that. I listened to the Charlotte's Web audiobook, and it was absolutely beautiful, and it was great as a palate cleanser and great if your mental health is not that great. Ended up giving it 4 stars. If you would like to follow me a little bit closer, the links to my Goodreads and Fable are in the link in my bio.